My name is Siwatu Salama-Ra. I'm a mother and organizer here inside the city of Detroit. And I just want to first say thank you to um, Alana, Liz Marie, AFSC, everyone, and also the wonderful and beautiful compilation of videos that we saw before of the very thing that will get us through this time, right? We saw um, a tremendous amount of international solidarity. And I often think about to myself about what is the spirit that I'm supposed to have to get me through these times. And it is the very spirit that you see on the screen. It is the spirit of solidarity. It is the spirit of compassion and love and imagination and dream. And so you see those things perfectly being centered here on this screen. And as an organizer here inside the city of Detroit, an organizer who love other organizers and also have a deep love for this movement, a deep love for my people, a deep love for this world, its planet, and everything that it has to offer. Um, I also know that spirit is actually the maybe least amount of things that shows up in our communities and when fighting for justice. And so to see it here up up and centered, loud and clear, it is what we will use to get us into the next phase of humanity. I truly believe that. And so I often think about my mother, who was my spirit guide. And I think of her mother, who was her spirit guide. And I think about the mothers before her, the seven mothers before her, and then the seven mothers before them, and how we have been gifted the ability to use spirit to fight against injustice. And so this physical world, everyone, it is definitely an evil one that we are fighting against so tremendously. And but yet I want everyone to also try to find that joy and that love and compassion that shows up even in the midst of pain and loss, because it is there. So when I think of my mother, I want you all to also think about someone who held you up, because as my mother would visually show me when I was in prison, um, she described it as, baby girl, when you were in that place, I was, picture me, a mom walking through high waters, strong high waters, and those waters being near my nose. But I'm walking through them. And I, your mama, was carrying you above my head. And she would put her hands like this. This was you. This was me carrying my baby above my head, walking through the high waters, the very strong high waters. And so that is what we're doing, everyone. We're walking through the high waters. We're having that spirit. We're having that faith, the faith that I seen powerfully given, passed down from, because in prison you have even generations in prison of family. I saw mothers and daughters, sisters and cousins, family members sharing units inside of prison, being incarcerated and held uh, in such uh, misery together. And so what did they have? They had each other, they had spirit. And so we are strong because of it. Um, and I also so you hold on to your folks, you hold on to one another, you imagine yourselves holding one another up above the high waters, above the strong high waters. And we call on our ancestors. I call on my ancestors always. I call on the people who I love and who I know to love me. Um, and we call on the new day. And so that new day is here. Um, and so you all be excited, be ecstatic. Don't be sad or be, but think about and envision the very uh, thing that we wish to do, which is to free them all. And so the more that we call on it, the more that we say it, the more that we wake up to it and we call on it and we speak it into existence, it becomes true. I think about the generational work that went into free them all, that what got us here in this very moment to be able to even say free them all. Think about the many different organizers and activists and mamas and babas and sisters and cousins and siblings here on uh, on U.S. imperialist land, and also in other uh, countries across seas, across oceans, who have been calling for the freedom and and the end of punitive practices that are showing up on all aspects of this globe. We call on that and we ask that we free them all. And so it is becoming clear and clear and clear. And so I think about the 7 generations ahead, and I see a world without prisons. I see a world without jails, and I see my people free. And so be excited for those things. Look forward to those things.